Lily Zepeda with Rush Hour Entertainment, and today I am sitting with rock and roll frontman Michael DeBar, here to talk about his new album, Carnaby Street.
Yes, frontman is good. I mean, there are no frontmen, it seems.
But you've been a frontman of so many different bands. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know how to approach this interview today because I feel like you're a guy who's lived 119 lives.
Yes, Lestat is my bitch. No, it's true.
Do you feel the same way?
Yes, but the thing is that the way I deal with it, Lily, is that all I care about is you and me and these guys.
And this right now.
Yeah, because if I thought of anything else, my head would explode all over the lens. all over,
right.
These guys, and I have to stay, in the moment because, recently they're shooting a documentary on my life and I have to go back and I was 19 and I was wearing a silver miniskirt and yellow boots and I remember it was the glam rock scene and I'm off. And it really doesn't serve me that good.
Right, and to be able to recall those moments and kind of relive them, it's not the same.
No,
as if you were there.
As was evidenced by, I'm violently opposed to reunion tours of like the old farts get together and, they can't put their spandex pants on
Sometimes there's a demand for that when people remember you.
Yes, but get over it. And get into the new, is my humble counsel. You can do whatever you want, obviously. I mean, it's, in my case, to reunite, and then we did it. I did it with my first band, which, was a teenager when I did that band. It's called Silverhead, and it was a glam rock band. And we were, collectively, we weighed 150 pounds. we were the thinnest, glamorous band, but it was dirty and it was bluesy and it was great.
But in a sense, you're bringing that back.
I am.
Like you're coming full circle.
Yes.
Why now? Why is it important for you to do that?
Because I don't see any real, how can I put this, authenticity. I suppose, and by the way, look, everything I say, I would preface by saying, I love everybody who plugs in and has a go. Anybody that has a go and the courage and bravery to
just
perform,
put themselves out there.
Absolutely, because you are setting yourself up, no matter how good you are. I mean, the greatest artists in the world are savaged by these Cheetos-eating, medicated, fat on a couch, on there with their laptop in their hands. I mean, so I could be Jesus.
Right.
Love one another. Look at him. What does he wear? That's a white robe. You're wearing sandals? Yes, I'm the Messiah. We don't care about that, So, over you I can get vilified. So, preface everything I say by saying, God bless you. My thing is guitar, bass, drums, guys, room, record, sing, play, live, no laptops, no auto-tuning, no
distractions. No distractions. This is just you raw and your music.
That's right.
And your love for music.
Yes, because if you think about it, I mean, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
I'm a beautiful man.
Yes.
So we will make beautiful grandchildren.
Music together.
No. We'll right. So the thing is, it's a real thing. It's a connection. I think that auto-tuning and all of the computerized technology, while being tremendously advantageous, and I love the social network thing. It's been terrific to me, or running my own career, kind of. But anything that gets in the way of the moment is removed from the authenticity of, for me, what is rock and roll music, which is different from what Bieber does and all of that. It's like comparing a castle with a little house that hobbits live in. It's just different. It's
well,
not
in
better.
Mentioning that, I mean, do you feel like then there's a huge desire for this bringing back that old rock and roll? I mean, have you felt that from fans all around?
Yes.
Where there's a need for this?
Yes. Coachella, I looked out. 50,000 people, 38,204 of them wearing Led Zeppelin T-shirts.
Ah.
Why is that? They're not wearing Good Charlotte T-shirts.
Right.
I mean, God bless good, and they're tremendous bands, don't get me wrong, but there seems to be a great romanticism about those iconic bands. I mean, where is a Jim Morrison? Is there? Will there be another Jagger or any of those? Henry. I mean, are they going to come out of Cleveland one day? I don't think they will. Not that that's a bad thing, because it's new. Let's stay with the new. But I believe that every young music fan has to own 5 to 10 albums. And those albums are the obvious bands, Zeppelin, the Beatles, the Stones.
And yours now.
Well, you know,
of course.
With all humility, I mean.
Let's talk about your album. How in the world did it take only 10 days to finish? Was there ever a part of you that felt, no, I need to go back in there?
Never.
No.
In fact, everything you hear on that album, Carnaby Street, iTunes, Amazon, is one take.
Oh.
Everything I did, everything I sang, I didn't do anything again. I didn't go in and go, you know where I say baby right before the solo? I should do that baby again. I mean, that's how ridiculous it gets. But saying that, I was in a band called Detective that took 3 months to get a drum sound. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, I've been both cams. And for me, the reason it was so fast was because I was so convinced that the songs really were terrific and they worked for me. I don't know about anybody else. I'm not talking about anybody else. For me, they felt fantastic. And we did a lot of clubs. You know, I played them live, which is my favorite thing.
So there was your practice already, and
Exactly.
that goes back to you wanting the authenticity of it.
That's right,
And
Lily, that's right.
Taking it back full circle, let's go back to that 1967 self that you had. If he was sitting right here next to me, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to get his hands off you.
And then?
And then I would, you know, after the commercial, we'll be back to explain what you're talking about, Michael. No, I would say, that's a fantastic question. What would I say to my 19-year-old
Would there be anything
self?
that you would do differently?
I would say, do you still have those green velvet pants? Because I would say...
And you probably still fit into them.
Yes, I would. Absolutely. I'm totally the same way. Okay, let me just think about that. I would say steer clear of cocaine. I would say watch out for the narcotics, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, because even though I learned an enormous amount of being a drug addict, which I was, you know, as is a matter of record, you know, I learned a lot about myself. It's as important to know what not to do as it is what to do. And I would only say that be very careful with your experimentation. I believe that one has to experiment. Remembering that the late 60s and the early 70s, there was no precedent. There was no... You know, there was no Beatles.
Try everything now and then see what happens later.
And the repercussions and the psychosis that cocaine produces and the dreadful destruction that heroin creates was not really understood by the youngins. I mean, obviously, bebop, you know, the 50s, people have been doing heroin long, you know, and smoking opium for centuries. But when you got skinny English white kids playing Muddy Waters songs,
it's a dangerous thing.
It's a dangerous thing.
Dangerous thing.
And you know, I loved it. I the first couple of years, the hashish experience and the whole opiate thing, and London was all velvet and you know, and sequins and top hats, and you know, and it was incredible.
Do you have a specific favorite memory from Carnaby Street itself? I mean, your whole album is titled that.
Yeah.
So what's a memory that you can
great.
point us to?
Great question, Lily. The metaphor that I used, Carnaby Street was the Mecca for clothes. So, I you know, being a somewhat superficial man, I thought that, you know, the way it was costumed was terribly important, and I wanted to use that as a sort of a framework, because initially I was going to call it 1967 and just talk about the period. But that's too clumsy, and I thought what I'll do is I'll structure this around this revolution of fashion and music and film and books and art and, you know, and sex and all of the liberating, freedom, revolutionary things that occurred.
This is rock and roll.
This is rock and roll. And rock and roll was being born, remember. So there was nothing to base it on. I mean, obviously Chuck Berry, obviously Elvis, obviously Little Richard, obviously the Muddy Waters, with the jumping off point of what those skinny English white boys and girls created, you know. I love whenever I say skinny, you go, that's cute. You know, but it was an amazing, inexplicably magic time. So I wanted to capture the spirit of that music and how those people felt, the enthusiasm,
and that's what this album kind of does for us. And you know, you have to be such a romantic, because when I listen to your songs, like the love and key,
Key of Love.
Sorry, see, so you've got my words twisted here because of that.
I totally understand.
When you listen to it, it just puts you in this kind of trans, this like love bubble type of thing, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you're singing about when you sing the song, or that you're thinking of when you're in concert What gets you in the mood to sing those songs?
Well, this is the question about performance, of making it a song that you've sung 1,000 times new. I can explain it very, very simply. When I was young, I went to see Frank Sinatra. And the idea of singing the same song for many, many times, there was no better example than Frank Sinatra, who'd been singing these songs for 40 years. And he sang something by George, and he goes, and it was brilliant, and I'll never forget it, and it influenced me. He goes, something in the way she moves attracts me like no
And how was
other.
he singing it?
He's singing it like he's just thinking of it for the first time. He was thinking, oh my God, yeah, I remember that. And he sung it, and I thought, oh my God, my songs are rolling with my baby, it's a different vibe. But nevertheless, to make it, if you're a good actor and you're a good performer and you give the people what they want, they've got to feel that you're thinking of that for the first time.
So then is it a matter of getting yourself constantly in the present moment,
Yes,
no matter what?
Everything is. Love, relationships, art, everything is about staying in the moment, because if you bring the past into it, it's corrupted.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing to grasp and very, elusive, Sometimes you can be there, and it depends on how much coffee you've drank, really.
Right, that's a whole other buzz going on right there, and distraction.
And the past is a distraction, and the future is a distraction. What if, and I wish I hadn't, and all of that. So, hopeless.
What does love mean to you?
Everything. There is nothing without it, and I see it everywhere. I believe there's beauty everywhere. This beautiful young lady in the corner with these cables is beautiful. Anywhere I look, if you're in the consciousness of love, it's like if you're in the consciousness of success, you're happy for people's success, which is catching.
Which is love.
It's love.
Yeah.
Because you want that person to be wonderful. And when we play, and Mark will tell you, we come out and we go, we love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they go, oh my God, I can relax.
Yeah.
Because so often, especially in urban areas, you've got people like this. Because they're so used to Simon Cowell, who I consider some kind of antichrist in a sense.
There's a wall.
And
there's
I'm
all
sure
these
he's a
walls
lovely
to
guy,
get
but
through.
his based his life on judgment. So Jesus said, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." And I'm a huge fan of Jesus and Elvis, but Jesus is
Jesus
terrific.
in particular.
Yeah. No. Jesus and Elvis, I think, are yes, of course. But I believe we're all the Son of God and the daughters of God and the brothers of God and the sisters of God and flowers of God and rocks of God and all light bulbs of. It's all the same.
Yeah.
And if you cannot divide it and go, I like this and I like her and I hate him. We were talking about it on the way up here. We were going, I don't say I hate him and I love her. In fact, the very people that I find the most challenging, the ones that one loves the most. Jesus did say that. He said, it's easy to love the lovable.
Right, yeah. But to make sure that we maintain that we're all kind of one here.
Well, we are.
What you're saying. Yeah.
Without you, there's no me. Without me, there's no you. So therefore, why would I hurt you?
So has music taught you that? Because I know you've said before, you got to really let people in.
Yes.
Has music and performance and your career and all the things that you've been through, what has taught you? The lesson learned, and it's a magnificent question, is this. When you start out, you are so eager to show people what you can do. You have this thing inside you, and it's called talent. And it's given to you by the universe. You are not responsible for this. This is a gift that you're carrying with you. Once you realize that, then you're sharing something. You're not giving this gift to them. We're sharing this experience. And it happened to me when I replaced Robert Palmer in the Power Station. I got the Duran Boys, and they were the biggest band in the world. And we played to never less than 50, 60, 80,000 people, right? Right.
And 80% of them are topless girls. And there's one guy.
Quite a sight.
There's one guy in the front with a photograph of Robert Palmer.
Oh, wow.
Going, you suck.
Oh, wow.
So all of this is going on, and there's this guy. And I learned, okay, I am not going to think about this guy. And of course, you can talk to anybody. I talked to Jimmy Page about this. I've talked to many really respected rock and roll musicians who, if they see somebody in the balcony leaving, It's just
focusing on the negative here.
Focusing on the negative.
Right.
And the negative, it's so interesting. It's like, yes, focusing on the negative. Forget it. I'm going to stay with the 89,000 naked women.
Rather and be than, in it with them. I'm here with you now. We're going to soak this in every little minute.
Every little second. Yeah, my hotel suite is not that big, but my heart is. But the guy down there, the chubby little bastard that's down there, who's giving me the finger, in that moment I learned, Michael, you cannot please everybody. Right. So that was a great liberation. Also, the other thing about it is, I think narcissism is a talent. I think vanity has got me sober, has got me off drugs, and got me, keeps me lean and everything. So these words can be reinterpreted. Being loved is what everybody wants, as I said earlier. And I'm just one of the many that want to, create that vibe in a club or on a screen or
I love that.
Whatever it is.
Your fans have a lot of questions for you, and one of them that I liked, because I always you seem like a super confident guy. Do you ever get nervous before you're about to go on stage?
No.
Never?
No. What am I nervous about? What can happen? I mean...
You could fall.
I've fallen many times.
You could screw up your lyrics.
I've broken every bone in my body.
You could forget your songs all of a sudden.
No, but see, listen to this. Accidents are beautiful. You can get so much... We've done it, haven't we? So many times people will mess up.
The mistake.
My advice is 4 things. Every song's an encore. Watch my ass very closely because anything can happen. And accidents, I love because they actually turn into something. We did it the other day when we were recording. With somebody made a goof and it sounded incredible. So the thing to do is to, as Bruce Lee, is to just flow with it and don't get, because it's that tension of fear. And what are you truly scared of? I always say that worrying is a prayer for the negative. God, I hope this plane doesn't crash. Really?
Right.
Well, that's a bit illuminating.
Let's put that out there.
Like you're getting on the plane, you're hoping the plane doesn't crash. This to me is not a positive way of going through life.
And going back to MacGyver, your fans want to know: will there ever be a reunion? Will there ever be a not coming out with that character ever again?
No.
Would you like to see another MacGyver on TV?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, Richard, I'm sure, is in Malibu enjoying the fruits of his labors. And
100 Screaming Ladies.
Yes, and as far as I'm concerned, my main focus is microphone, guitar, band, crowd, sweat, love, velvet. Well, guns. I've spent the majority of my adult life with a gun in my hand shooting the stars of TV shows. Away. And I don't believe in guns. I am violently, if you'll pardon the obvious expression, against guns. I can't even watch violence on TV. And I used to be a very violent man, and because I had to be. I'm 19, I'm in Mobile, Alabama, and there's all these girls going crazy, and the boyfriends are waiting in the parking lot to kill us. This is before you were born. Before you were born. And they're waiting. And as I said, collectively we weighed 150 pounds, very dangerous. So we'd go out there in the parking lot and these quarterbacks.
Waiting to get you.
Yeah.
That guy's going to take my girl.
And they would. But, we learned how to scrap. And we always had knives and we always had, weapons and, tucked into very tight trousers. Right. I don't know if any of you have tried to hide it.
Is that a gun in your pants?
Yeah, right.
I'm not so sure.
To shoot me, yeah. But so we did defend ourselves. Many's the time. I remember the one story. I was in a club in Florida, and there was a guy. It's the same vibe. There was a guy. He had shades on, and he was just glowering at us, and was not digging it. Everybody else is going bonkers, and I was getting more and more frustrated. And I ran in the audience, and I grabbed him, and I grabbed his shades off him, and it was a blind dude.
Oh no! That's not true. Is that true?
Yes. So not only that, the guy goes, no, and I was knocked unconscious by a blind person.
You completely just started a whole
fight. So what we did was we got and picked him up. The band, the roadies got him, and got him and picked me, get me out of the way, got him backstage, and shall we say he had intimate relations with a fan.
Oh,
as a result of this dreadful
And he
occurrence.
didn't sue you. So
no,
everything was great.
He followed us for the rest of the
He became your groupie.
He was the guy.
The blind man groupie.
He was the blind groupie. Which is the title of my autobiography, stranger.
I can't wait to hear it. Well, in addition to this tour that you have for the next year, I know you have movies, right, coming out?
Yes, I have two.
Tell us
I got
a little bit
movie.
about that. What's your next year look like? Just
looks
put it
great.
in a nutshell.
Well, the band. And, you know, we've got a live album waiting called Hot and Sticky, which is the song that I performed for you guys.
I wasn't going to even go there, too, with the Hot and Sticky. It spoke for itself.
We should. It's about, yeah, it does. So that's that. We have a song called Who Stole the Soul of America, which is a really politicized statement, obviously, about where we're at politically and sociologically, culturally, and spiritually, which is something that I'm very, care a lot about. And I have a movie coming out. It seems so gratuitous to talk about it, but it's a fabulous movie. It's called Me. And it stars.
All about you?
No, it's not, which I'm furious about. But it stars Molly Ringwald,
Molly Ringwald,
Gina Gershon, Jennifer Jason Leigh, 80s superstar girls.
Yes.
And yours truly. And it's about a guy who thinks that he's in a reality show. He's mad, and that there are hidden cameras everywhere, and his ratings are bad. So he gets a friend to come in who's a director to beef up the ratings. So she sees this lunatic, billionaire, eccentric, and she goes, I can sell this show. This is a show. And then he'll think it's a show, but it's not really, So it's like multi-level, interesting project. And it's all improvised. So I got to work with these actresses who are brilliant and improvise with them. There was no script.
Can I ask you one last question? Because this is boggling my mind. So movies, music, poetry, you name it. Where do you get the energy? Where does this all come from?
Well, it's a pace that is grown over the years. The freedom from being distracted by doubt,
right?
By competition, by the desire to flow with the culture that has been created, which is of humiliation and judgment. These reality shows are very dangerous to our psyche because they show the worst of mankind: the hair extension pulling, the fighting, the lack of compassion.
So your mind is free of the noise, and you're just going with the flow of expression.
I like noise. I mean, I like noise. I can distinguish what noise. I fall asleep to noise. I like noise. I was raised on noise.
Yeah. Well,
but to answer your, I have a real desire to be part of the solution. I don't want to be part of the problem. I don't want to sing about. I mean, a lot of these metal bands and stuff, proficient, wonderful musicians, but they feel it necessary to, I think, to create an atmosphere of anger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
and you're here to spread love.
Yes.
And I can feel that through your music.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I want to do in every way. And in terms of all of the things I'm doing, the most interesting spiritual political thing I'm doing is I'm working with Voto Latino, which we were talking
Let's
about
end
earlier.
on this one. We'll talk
because
about
I wrote this song called Little Latin Lover, and it's about deportation. It's about breaking up families and deporting, the man stays, the wife and daughter leaves. It's illegal and it's disgusting. And I got in touch with Voto Latino, which is this terrific organization, to do a concert about this very thing, and encourage people to enroll and vote. Because right now, with Obama in the White House, there is an opportunity here, 3 or 4 months, that's all you got right here. I don't know when you're going to air this, but that's what's happening. And I convinced them, they didn't take too much convincing, because it's a great idea, is to collect a bunch of artists to have a concert on July 4th.
And you're not quite sure where it's going to be at. You just know it's going to happen.
Yeah, but everything's in place. Voto Latino is an incredible organization created by Rosario Dawson and Eva Longoria and Valderrama, who are Isai Morales. These people that really care. And I'm down with it. And we're going to do this song, my song, and do other songs. And get Juanes and Mana and all of the other...
Will all this stuff be updated on your website?
Oh, yeah.
We'll be able to see it?
My Facebook page is, and Twitter and Instagram, you guys, get in touch with me. I will respond to you. I will respond to you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I could talk to you for hours, but we can do more off camera.
Okay.
Off camera talk.
Lily.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Terrific
very
question.
much.
Bless you. Bless you.
This is Lily Zepeda with Rush Hour Entertainment.